After looking at the exam content for the security and compliance domain, you can probably see that this topic is crucial to your success, not only on the exam, but also with your everyday use of AWS. If you keep up with technology-related news, it's difficult to go very long without hearing about some security breach or vulnerability found with some company or application. Even past the threat of a security breach, there is a peace of mind in knowing that you're planning and building your environments with security as a priority. And security and compliance should be considered for every step of the process. When you or others in your organization need to connect to AWS, what's in place to make those connections secure? Are you using multi-factor authentication? Do you expect many to need direct console access? If people do need console access, have you looked into other ways to provide that access? For connecting to AWS, it goes past just a strong password policy. You should be looking into ways to provide access through roles and federation. With just those few questions, it is clear that a deep understanding of AWS identity and access management is a cornerstone of your ability to build security into your environments. The way that your users, services, and tools access and use AWS will be majorly controlled by IAM, and a limited understanding of this area will drastically hinder you. It's the difference between being able to follow the best practice of granting least privilege access and creating policies that are wide open, enabling greater levels of user error as well as mistakes made due to access. For example, not everyone should have the ability to launch and terminate resources in a production account. In fact, maybe no one should, not directly at least. Having launches and terminations happen through an enforced change management process, utilizing an automation tool to handle changes in the environment, and providing almost no one direct access to a production account would be much safer. An alternative to this would be providing open access to the services needed to manage the environmental changes. In the first scenario, it does require more learning and setup, but once you're done, you've used a streamlined and fairly simple process to keep your production environment safer. And though mistakes could possibly still happen, they would be rare. You could also use other services and techniques to protect against any gaps you're now seeing in the security. With the second scenario, you're giving more people access to your production environments and opening the doors to accidental deletions, data loss, and downtime. Additionally, especially for compliance and tracing purposes, you should be looking at how you will audit access to your accounts and services. AWS CloudTrail can be used to provide visibility and insight into activities performed by users, roles, services, and API activity. This level of discovery enables you to identify, evaluate, and troubleshoot operational and security issues. And by connecting CloudTrail to other services, such as Amazon CloudWatch, you can enforce compliance and set up alerts to remain aware of any activity that doesn't match the compliance requirements. With just the use of IAM, CloudWatch, and CloudTrail, you could have secure access and event tracking in place, as well as alarms to trigger and notify should anything outside of your enforced rules be attempted in your accounts. As you can see, security and compliance are connected to everything and at every stage of your use of AWS. For the exam, you'll want to consider security even if the question doesn't specifically dictate security as a requirement for an answer. If two solutions look correct, but one is more secure than the other, you should go for the more secure solution. For your real-world usage, understand how interconnected security is and focus on the concepts and services at every step of your design, planning, and implementation. This will make it much easier, and you'll be working to avoid needing to backfit security into your already built environments. Cheers for now.